Chapter 20, On the Way to Nagpur Prison.
Taking into consideration the long journey I had to undertake, the superintendent sanctioned some sugar, fine flour, and other foodstuff to enable me to prepare some dry food, panjiri, for the journey period, which I packed up in my iron utensils and kept it wrapped in the prayer carpet. Those who were about to depart were ready. As we met those left behind for the last time, embracing each one of them, some of them burst into tears. The painful scene of separation from friends who loved us so much surprised the Congressite prisoners of Madras. They were wonderstruck by the genuine and deep love which took the form of tearful separation.
The prison officers were not anxious to send us off. Mr. Davis stood before us and addressed us for the last time thus: "We have been extremely friendly and humane in our treatment of all political prisoners. As human beings, it was our duty to do so. Your attitude towards the staff was very gentle, polite, and dutiful. As long as you were in this prison, I never considered you or treated you as prisoners. So today, I do not want you to leave this place as prisoners. Neither is the dress given to you for the journey that of prisoners, nor will any of you be handcuffed like prisoners. I am confident and earnestly hope that you will honor the trust we have in you." Then Mr. Davis turned towards me, said, "If you take responsibility for this Rajput Preeti Singh, he will also go without being handcuffed." Mr. Davis considered Preeti Singh a habitual absconder, so he feared that he might put him into trouble if he was allowed to go without handcuffs. I refused to take any responsibility for him and asked Mr. Davis and his colleagues to handle the matter in the way they thought best. Those good people, particularly the gentle superintendent, took a word of honor from Preeti Singh that he would not betray the authorities. He was frankly told that he would be given the same facilities and freedom to travel without handcuffs as were given to Punjabi prisoners if he gave assurance on oath that he would not try to escape or abuse any facility and freedom given to him during the journey. Unhesitatingly, Preeti Singh promised on oath in our presence that he would not try to escape or abuse any freedom given to him. Impressed by his solemn promise, the Chalan police officers did not handcuff him. As a matter of fact, Mr. Davis and his police party did not carry any handcuffs or chains with them. They just accompanied us as our bodyguards. There were 2 police inspectors, one Englishman and the other Indian, along with 5 policemen who carried our luggage. All our luggage was carried by the policemen, while we walked along with them quite pretentiously. The brother patriots came to the gate to wish us goodbye. It was the end of November when we left for Nagpur. From the prison, we were taken to the railway station on a bullock cart. A group of patriots were waiting for us near the waiting room, where we were to wait for the train. These patriots, Desh Bhagats of Rajamundry, had brought for us fresh fruit and some dry fruit and sweets. They offered these things to us in such abundance that we had to carry them with us. Such was their selfless devotion that we could not refuse their offerings of love. The tables in the waiting room were loaded with fruit and sweets, which everyone ate to his fill. I also took some fresh and dry fruits.
There was an old South Indian patriotic mother whose son, Dr. Subramaniam, was still in prison for the cause of freedom. She offered many things and served the prisoners with great devotion and motherly affection. The police officers watched in respectful silence. There was some conversation between the political workers and leaders. Some leaders of Andhra Pradesh also came there, amongst whom was the eminent leader Mr. Sambamurthy. They started delivering lectures to the crowd that had gathered there, and my name was particularly mentioned. Pandit Singh and Pandit Jagat Ram also spoke. At last the train was about to arrive, and we made preparations to board the train. A number of patriots accompanied us for a long distance in the train. There was a long stoppage at Secunderabad station, where we took our bath. As we sat in contemplation of his name and the morning prayer, the train covered a long distance. On the way, I wrote the following letter to Gyani Nahar Singh.
We are now on our way to Nagpur, which is in CP, present MP. We are coming nearer and nearer Punjab. By the grace of the Guru, when I am transferred to Punjab, it will, I hope, be for release, and that is what you wish. We are 4 political prisoners who are now being taken without handcuffs or chains. They have also given us good clothes. In a hurry, I cannot write more now. I will write on reaching my destination. Greetings to all friends.
Hazur Sahib, Nanded.
The train reached Nandar station. I heard a porter crying, "Anyone getting down here at Nandar?" When I came out of the meditative mood, the train was not moving, and once more I heard the porter's cry, "Anyone getting down here at Nandar?" The very moment the name of the holy place where Guru Gobind Singh spent his last days entered my ears, I almost lost my body consciousness. My astral body plunged out and lay prostrate in salutation to the holy city, while my physical body was lying listless in the train. In a spiritual vision, I saw the radiant face of the beloved Guru Gobind Singh. Within a moment, my inner eyes had a glimpse of splendorous sights. The whole atmosphere was filled with light and waves of ambrosial joy, which thrilled my whole being. Within this dawn-lit atmosphere, I could see in a vision the eternal personality of Guru Gobind Singh in full radiance, shedding light all around. I wanted to circumambulate around it in humble homage and reverence, but I could not. Someone lovingly uttered these words in my ears: "Rise and regain normal consciousness. The time has not come. You will, by the will of God, get an opportunity to come as a pilgrim again. Abide by His sweet will." When I regained consciousness, the train was on the move.
Bhai Sahib Randhir Singh went to Nanded, Hazur Sahib, after his release from the prison with a number of his friends and admirers.
When the British police inspector inquired and was told about the cause of impatient and tearful condition, he was deeply moved. He said that if he had been told earlier at Secunderabad, he could by his own authority break journey at Nandar for 10 hours and give us an opportunity to pay homage to the holy place. Now he did not know how he could be of any help. I thanked him for his genuine and profound sympathy. As the train moved on, my heart still yearned for the pilgrimage, and every breath that came out was a passionate yearning for one glimpse of the sacred place.
In this condition, I wrote the following letter to Gyani Nahar Singh. We have just passed Hazur Sahib, Nanded. Our train reached Nanded at 9 p.m. I could not control my tears. The thought that I was passing through the sacred place without paying homage to it was painfully unbearable. Ah, such was the sweet will of the Lord. My pilgrimage to the sacred place will now be at some later date. The sanctity and the spiritual atmosphere of the place had its ambrosial effect on me even as we passed through it in utter darkness. I just could not control my tears. I was overwhelmed with the feeling of forced separation from the holy place through which I passed. Now we will pass through Manmad on our way to Nagpur. Prithi Singh escapes.
Meandering through places, we now entered Central Province. The train had not reached Nagpur when Prithi Singh jumped out of the running train and made good his escape.
It was late in the night when the policemen, having full confidence in every one of us, were sleeping heedlessly. There were 4 policemen at the 4 doors, but even they were not in the least suspicious that any one of us would run away, so even they were careless and negligent in their watch. The incident took place when the Indian police inspector was on duty. He also was sleeping. The British police inspector had some suspicion about Preethi Singh. He suddenly woke up and found Preethi Singh missing. He was seriously upset. He woke up everyone. Brother Kartar Singh woke me up and told me that Preethi Singh had escaped. My first reaction was that he had committed a thoroughly wicked deed. After giving his word of honor and promising on oath, he should not have done such a thing. Bhai Kartar Singh also condemned it. The policeman on duty was questioned. He informed us that he had gone to the lavatory and had not come back. When the lavatory was examined, its window pane was broken. When the train had just started from Wardha station and was moving slowly, he broke the window pane and made good his escape.
The policeman felt duped and confused. The poor old British inspector of police began to sob helplessly. We had assured him that on his return he would be promoted for his excellent services, but now he feared that he might even lose his job. He remembered his wife and children and wept, fearing that the whole family might have to suffer. We were deeply moved by his pitiable condition, and we consoled him, assuring him of all our moral support. What he feared was that every Indian would give evidence in favor of the Indian inspector and put the whole blame on him because he was a white man. Bhai Kartar Singh and I assured him that we would stand for truth and justice, and we would frankly report that Preethi Singh escaped when the Indian inspector was on duty and not when the Englishman was on duty. Why should we stain our soul by telling a lie? To support an Indian inspector for negligence of duty and to put a white man into trouble was not patriotism. Our assurance for all moral support brought some solace to his troubled mind, and he stopped weeping. We kept our promise to him.
When on our arrival at Nagpur, an inquiry officer came and questioned us. During the course of investigation, we pointedly said that the Englishman was not to be blamed, as the incident did not take place when he was on duty. The inquiry officer was impressed by the truth of our statement, and he admitted that Sikhs were free from color prejudice. He thanked us for saving the career of the old British inspector, who, along with his family, might have faced terrible disaster if we had not told the truth. All Indian policemen had given false evidence against him and favored the Indian inspector of police. We do not know what was the evidence given by Pandit Jagat Ram, who was taken to Jabalpur prison. Only 2 of us were brought by the white inspector to Nagpur prison. All other prisoners and policemen went to Jabalpur. Only 1 policeman was sent back to report the escape of 1 prisoner at Rajamundry.
In the Nagpur prison.
Both of us were taken in a tonga to Nagpur prison by the white officer. When we reached the prison gate, the British jailer had just come out of his residence and met us at the gate. We were there early in the morning. The first question he asked was, "Where is the 3rd man?" In a frightened voice, the inspector said, "He ran away." The jailer angrily said, "Damn fool, you are done for. You may not only be dismissed, but may even have to go to prison." The poor man began to tremble pitiably. He was already very depressed. I then whispered into the ears of the jailer, "Please do not frighten him so much. He is already feeling very miserable and terribly shaken, and with a little more shock his heart may fail. Actually, he is not to be blamed." The jailer was a little impressed, so he consoled him. This encouraged him a little. Otherwise, he might have collapsed there and then. The jailer took us into the prison. The inspector followed us, carrying our luggage. The jailer took us to his office, and the inspector also followed us.
Our dress impressed everyone so much that no one dared to search us. No one treated us as prisoners. After entering the office, the jailer gave a receipt of our takeover to the inspector who had brought us and asked him to go from where he had come.
I was deeply moved by the poor man's condition, so I requested the jailer to offer him some tea and breakfast, as he was so depressed that he had not taken anything so far. The jailer sent a prisoner to his house and procured some tea and biscuits for him, after taking which he gave a salute and went away, leaving us behind in the room.
Trouble begins in Nagpur prison.
After examining our challan papers of Rajamundry prison, and after some conversation with Brother Kartar Singh in English, the jailer at once gave orders that we should be taken to the civil wards. He asked a jailer to carry our luggage and then accompanied us to the civil ward and showed us the kitchen. There were 9 seats in this prison barrack, and in this small barrack he placed 2 cane chairs and tables for us to do our work. We were happy that we were given a quiet corner, and we did not have to fight for any of our rights. We were to be kept apart from other prisoners. After taking permission from the temporarily posted superintendent, an Englishman, the jailer allowed us to cook our own food. We were given the same rations which we got in Rajamundry prison. This superintendent was posted there only for a month or so. The real superintendent was on leave. Both the jailer and the officiating superintendent gave us all the rights and facilities that we got in other prisons. We were allowed to retain our books, and some new utensils were also procured for us. Our rations were fixed. We were given all the things we required, and we happily cooked our food. There was not much work to be done.
I cooked the meal while Bhai Kartar Singh did some binding work for about 2 hours, and then we were free.
There was a large courtyard with a hand pump and a well in it. We were permitted to do some gardening in the corner of the courtyard. Some seeds were procured. It was an ideal place for solitude and prayer. Bhai Kartar Singh was very happy about it. But I warned him that these unusual conditions may not last long. It may be that their policy might suddenly change. The jailer visited us a number of times daily and talked to us in a very pleasant manner. I was given permission to write religious books, but these joyous days did not last long. As soon as the officiating British superintendent went away, our happy days came to an end.
3 letters.
Both of us, after being separated from friends, are now lodged in Nagpur jail. Preeti Singh escaped while we were on the way to this place. We are daily waiting for you here, but they may or they may not bring you here. Both of us have been given a small, airy, and secluded barrack which has 9 rooms. We have occupied 2, and the other 7 are waiting for you. So if you come here along with 2 more friends, the rooms will be full. We have been separated from all other prisoners. No one is allowed to come near us, but within our area we can freely move about. We do not have any work. We cook our own food both the times. We get about 2 chatak ghee for cooking food. Bhai Kartar Singh gets fresh milk and tea also. There is a big dairy farm within the prison. I am not allowed to milk a cow for myself as yet. They are afraid to take me to the dairy farm, while the cow cannot be brought to our courtyard. Anyway, be it so. If I succeed in getting milk, so much the better. Otherwise, it is all the same. The newly appointed superintendent here is a notorious Indian who dresses like Anglo-Indians, while the jailer is a white man. The jailer appears to be a good man. We have not been given new dresses. We are still wearing and keeping with us the uniforms of Rajamundry prison. We want exactly the same type of dress which we were given in Rajamundry prison, but these people hesitate to do so. Let us see how things take shape. We have 4 blankets each. It is very cold here, though not so cold as it was at Hazaribagh.
When we left Rajamundari, Brother Sehaj was ill. Please write to me about his condition. Convey my humble greetings to him. Has he memorized Asa Divar or not? I learned that Shiromani Gurdwara Parbandak Committee is now prepared to reach an agreement with the government, and the government has also stopped irritating the Sikhs. The Khalsa is taking over the control of the Gurdwaras one after another and is now in very high spirits.
The second and third letters, number 14 and 15, following it, were written to Gyani Nahar Singh on 16th and 21st December. The fourth letter was of a few lines reporting that the Inspector General Prisons was expected on the 27th December, and after that, events may take a definite turn. No one was allowed to meet Bhai Sahib Rendir Singh.
I reached this place on 1st December. According to the will of God, all our friends have been sent to different prisons. Only Bhai Kartar Singh Canadian is with me. I do not know where others have been sent. We have been given a small prison barrack in which there are 9 seats, but no one besides the 2 of us has been lodged in it. It is a calm and quiet place, good for solitary meditation. We have our own kitchen attached to it. By the will of God, the arrangement for the preparation of my food is good. No one has caused any trouble. We do not have any good arrangements for getting dal, or pulses, and vegetables. We are just silent. Sometimes we get carrot and we cook it. Otherwise, we take chapatis with salt. We do not get good salt. The atta, or flour, which we get is not good. It is mixed up with maize flour, which may spoil our health. I am now having some piles trouble also. If the diet continues to be as bad as it is, it may increase. We are quiet and submissive so far, but if the officers do not mend their ways, I may have to undertake a fast.
The new superintendent is a lame and notoriously corrupt Hindu Brahmin whose conduct appears to be wicked, unprincipled, and depraved. The jailer is a white man, but a very well-behaved person who appears to be quite noble. He does not wish to cause trouble to any prisoner. Let us see what happens. No one is allowed to come near us. We are also not given any work. The only work we have is to cook our meals. We get an opportunity to take our bath early in the morning. There is a hand pump in our courtyard, and half of a well also opens into our courtyard. We are allowed to write only 1 letter a month and to have 1 meeting a month with the relatives. The jailer had agreed to provide us a daily newspaper also, as is given to the political prisoners, but the superintendent has not agreed. He has allowed a periodical, weekly or monthly, which we should get at our own expense. I told him that the government has confiscated my property also. How is it possible to get a newspaper at my own expense? There is already a great burden on the Sikh Panthic organizations. We pleaded that when other political prisoners were getting, why should we not get the newspapers? To this his answer is that the rules have now changed. He is trying to ignore our demand.
We are told that if some pressure is put from outside, then they will change. They have the impression that no one is prepared to fight for us from outside because we are from another province. Had we been prisoners of this province, everything would have been accepted. If the Sikh Review or some other monthly magazine is being published, please get it issued to us. Sikh Review was then edited by Sardar Sardul Singh Kavishar. It is no way connected with the Sikh Review presently published from Calcutta. Officially, we will get the letters also quickly, because there are many Sikhs in the provincial service here. They will get these letters read by them and pass them to us. There is one Sikh executive engineer also here. They can get the letters read by him. He is also a friend of the jailer. He asked the same Sikh about the conditions I lay down about preparing my food myself. He told him that there are some Vivek, Sikhs, those who take food prepared by an Amridari Sikh alone, who observe these rules. I do not know the name of this Sikh, but from the superintendent, I learn it is Sansing. There are innumerable Sikhs here, and there is a whole locality of Sikhs. There are also 1 or 2 Sikh temples.
Prisons follow what the superintendent prisons suggest to them.
It now appears from his vexatious ways and methods that he is thinking of subjecting me to some severe physical tortures. I am fully prepared for the worst. He has already started threatening me with force feeding. He is bent upon insulting my faith and forcing me to abjure my religious principles. To me, my religious principles are dearer than life. But this man does not care for religious principles and sentiments of anyone. May the Guru help me to uphold all the sacred principles which I have maintained for the last 7 years of imprisonment.
But this one-legged tyrant is bent upon using force to attain his malevolent end. There are only 2 of us. Had there been more, the voice of protest could carry some weight. Finding that we are only 2 in number, he is determined to use violence. If he stoops to violence, God alone knows what may happen. He will try his best to prevent the news about our suffering from leaking out. We have been completely cut off from other prisoners, and not a soul knows about our existence here. So I am giving you this information in advance. When you are fighting this tyranny, this man will take strict measures to prevent the news leaking out. At Rajamundry, the news leaked out immediately because there were many patriots in the prison. The news generally went to the newspapers. Here, we do not know whether there are any patriots in the prison, and the patriots do not know that we are here. If you do not receive any news within a week, then you may safely conclude that I have started the fast. We hear that there are many Sikhs in the railway workshop, but we have not been able to send any news to them so far. I learned that even the city superintendent of police is a Sikh. Anyway, we have no other way but to abide by the will of God, and the suffering that is ordained will have to be faced. Why should we seek mere human help?
Of course the news will upset you. I did not wish to send this unhappy news to you, but Brother Kartar Singh has compelled me to write about it to you and inform everyone through you. If possible, you can now send information, through a private letter, even to the IG prisons and Superintendent prison, and tell them that they are honor-bound to treat us as humanely as we were treated recently. Otherwise, we should be sent to our state. You may ask them whether we are sent to Central Province, now Madhya Pradesh, only to be tortured and put on the rack. We are kept in solitary confinement, and nefarious plans are being made to cause injury to our religious principles. If they do not take reasonable steps to prevent it, then you can report the matter to the newspapers and bring it to the notice of the public. The superintendent said today that he does not know anything about our public importance. Ordinary people cannot be given any special treatment. I told him that there is no question of importance in public. The Sikh Panth knows about our position in the Sikh community. We are fighting for our religious rights which we have been getting so far in the prisons.
If you do not leave us in peace, we shall have to fight for even those rights which should be given to political prisoners.
This is what is happening here. The Lord's will shall prevail. Convey my request to all the friends and devotees of the Panth to pray for me, so that I may stand firmly by my faith and ideals. If life and body ends in this struggle, I do not mind, but I may never be shaken in the noble principles of my faith.
Sarkar Salam. The 4th letter, written on 26 December 1922, reports that up to this date everything was all right. The IG prisons was expected the next day.
As soon as this lame superintendent, Dr. Jattar, took charge, he went on a round and first came to our barrack. A head warder who accompanied him shouted, "Sarkar Salam, I humbly salute thee, my ruler." I saw an Indian officer wearing a European hat coming towards us along with his staff.
He was limping on his way towards us. When he came near us, I smiled. Bhai Kartar Singh, guessing the meaning of my smile, whispered into my ears, "Is he not the same hermit with the trident which you saw in your vision just a month before leaving the Rajamundry prison?" "Yes, he is the same man," said I. "He is now come to wreak vengeance upon me. Whatever is ordained by the sweet will of God will happen." I had just finished kneading flour in the kitchen. Bhai Kartar Singh was sitting in the chair and doing his work. The new superintendent shouted at Bhai Kartar Singh and said in English, "Why did you not stand up?"
Bhai Kartar Singh, in the last prison we had orders not to stand up while we were working when the superintendent came on a round. As a matter of fact, we were not expected to stand up even when the IG prisons came. We were expected to be busy with our work. Thinking that this was the practice here, I continued my work.
Superintendent, no, this is not the practice in this jail. The order here is that whenever the superintendent comes on a round, all prisoners must stand up.
Bhai Kartar Singh, all right, in future it will be so. We will give up work and stand.
Superintendent, in English, you will have to obey all the rules of this prison.
Bhai Kartar Singh, we will obey only the legitimate rules.
On that day, the superintendent went away after talking to us in this haughty manner. In the evening, the jailer came to us on his bike in a puzzled state of mind and told us that he had brought a special order from the superintendent, Captain Neelkant Surya Jatar. The order was that whenever he came on a round, we must all stand up with our hands spread out like beggars. He showed us how it was to be done. We told the jailer to go and inform the superintendent that we will never stand with our hands spread out like that before any human being. We will never and never stand in that position. The jailer whisked away as soon as he heard our refusal to obey such humiliating order. Early next morning, the superintendent came with all his staff, burning with rage, and as soon as he came, he started spitting fire. "Look here," he said, "you will have to obey all my orders in this prison. Why did you not say Sahib Salam? And why did you not stand up with your hands spread out the way the jailer explained to you yesterday?"
We will obey only legitimate orders. We will not obey illegitimate orders. To stand with our hands spread out like beggars before such a petty creature like you is most humiliating for a Sikh, and it is the greatest insult to Sikh pride and self-respect. No self-respecting Sikh is prepared to stand like that before anyone except his Guru and God. So do not even in a dream expect us to stand before you with our hands spread out. Is it not sufficient that we have agreed to stand up when you came here? And may I make it clear that even this will be done only so long as you behave like a decent officer and treat us with respect. If your treatment is bad, and if you carry out any of your illegal threats, we will not even stand up when you come.
Superintendent, what, will you not obey jail orders?
Bhai Kartar Singh, we will never obey any illegal and humiliating order.
Superintendent, is it an illegal order?
Bhai Kartar Singh, if it is legal, then show us in which prison manual is it written that political prisoners should be made to stand in such a humiliating position. We have been lodged in the prisons of many states. No one asked us to stand like that. It is also not given in any prison manual that the superintendent is authorized to treat the prisoners in the manner you are treating us.
Superintendent, look here. Even eminent disciples of Mahatma Gandhi, like Lala Jamna Das and Mahatma Bhagwan Den, and many other prominent Congressites, have stood before me like that, with their hands spread out, as long as they were in my prison.
It is not necessary for us to do what the disciples of Mahatma have been doing. We are not the disciples of Mahatma Gandhi, nor would we like to be one. We are the disciples of Guru Gobind Singh, and so we will remain. We will not tolerate any injury to our pride and self-respect as the Singhs of Guru Gobind Singh.
Superintendent, remember that both of you will have to suffer for disobeying this order.
After giving out his threat, the one-legged fellow went away. The next day, the superintendent showed us typed copy of an order which he said was sent by the IG prisons. But it was not signed by the IG prisons. Only a head clerk had signed it. We were taken to the office, and this order was read out to us, which stated that we were deprived of all the privileges given to the political prisoners. We shall in future be given ordinary food which was served to all the prisoners. We shall not get the clothes which were given to ordinary prisoners, and we shall have to obey all the orders of prison officers. After reading out this forged order, he asked us whether we had anything to say about it. He further asked us to sign and give written consent of obedience of the order.
With one voice we both replied, "We will never obey such forged orders. Never and never."
Superintendent, how do you say that this is a forged order?
The first thing is that the order has not been sent to us, and it was not opened in our presence. If it really were the orders of the IG prisons, where is the necessity of getting our signature? The order has been addressed to the superintendent, and he has to carry out the order on his own responsibility if it is a true order. We will protest against this order. How can we give in writing that we will gladly obey this order when we are not going to obey? If it is not a forged order, please show us the envelope so that we may examine the stamps on it.
On hearing this, both of them became enraged, and in the heat of their anger, they wrote on our history tickets. Their clothes should be taken away by force, and they should be given food from ordinary kitchen and be compelled to eat it. They should be deprived of all privileges given to political prisoners. After writing these orders, we were asked to go back to our prison cells. Bhai Kartar Singh asked the superintendent to reconsider this order and avoid trouble to us and to themselves.
Superintendent? Trouble? Who can put us to trouble?
Your own evil deeds. Superintendent, my order stands. I do not want to hear any other thing.
We urged him to wait till we had consulted the higher authorities, particularly the Punjab government, about it. Till then he could keep his orders reserved. After receiving the opinion of the higher authorities, he could do whatever he liked. We asked for some time. We did not, till then, ask for any special privileges given to political prisoners. All we asked was some atta, flour, to prepare our chapatis, which we could take with salt, once in 24 hours. Shortly we would receive a definite reply from the higher authorities and the Punjab government. But the superintendent did not listen to any reasonable suggestion. He was determined to carry out his threat. Then the only way left was to go on fast and resist tyranny. There is a Persian saying, when tyranny befalls a dervish, he must be prepared to face it with his life. Thus I was compelled to undertake fast.